What's that? I can hear you now. Yeah, it's the regular Xbox one. They were playing like the old Sierra fucking point and click ones. All right, I'm going live. What's up, hungry ones? Welcome to Quarter Munchers. I am Johnny.
And I am Luminous.
And welcome to the QM Livecast. It is, at least for another hour and a half here on the East Coast, September the 24th. Tokyo Game Show wrapped up. We did not go.
Yeah, God, I wish.
Yeah, no, that's a bucket list. Like that's like the high end bucket list. Is that a
Yeah.
Is that a Days soda you're drinking?
No, it's an Anderson Valley G&T Gosa.
Oh, okay.
It's tasty. I like it.
Gotcha. I think I had my drink for the night. I have coffee, and Hungry Ones, you'll excuse me for pulling a Bob Barker this episode, but we had some super technical difficulties, and this mic crashes my computer.
I mean, it's in fairness, that mic that you're holding is not nearly like skinny enough to be the Bob Barker mic.
I think it's just because like the XLR or like it's not even XLR. It's just the regular mic cable. It's like way down here, so I'm like, let me hold it from down here. So now I'm really Bob Barker. But
Spay and neuter your pets, kids.
Yes. So I don't have a mic stand, so I'm gonna just do this like every broadcaster and every like rock and roll singer with what they do with microphones, except for Roger Daltrey, because I can't afford mic cables, so I can't swing this around the room, and if something will get broken.
Johnny Denman on the scene. Let's see. What's the word on the street, Johnny?
I don't know what's going on behind me, but there's an image on that window right there. Why the fuck is my window open? Oh yeah, that's right. Because I wanted to actually let real light in here while I was editing the other day. Because as much as I try to make my office feel like a basement, I try not to because it's not a basement, and I should like look at the sun.
Yeah, it's one of those growing up things. We start to actually like a little sunlight as we age.
Yeah, like we were out in it all freaking day. We walked around a couple of parks. We found like a really nice view park. We were gonna ride around, but we didn't. The closest bike rental was like 4 blocks away. We're like, I don't want to walk that far yet.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking
Pokemon.
It's basement time now, though, Johnny boy, boyos, hungry ones out there. So let's get right into it.
So, all right, first things first. You know, we here at QM, we love our fan games, or at least I love my fan games, and as we've pointed out, the Mega Man fan base is the only people that actually give a shit about Mega Man on his dirty 30 birthday. So, without further ado, let's give you the next fan game that is being developed, Mega Man 05. I keep forgetting it. Normally, the monitor in front of me has OBS. It's actually on this monitor now, so I gotta remember where all my clicks are. Link. Hey, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
So let's bring the audio down so it doesn't destroy everybody. There we go. So this is being
apparently
developed...
this group...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, this group Rockman Lab, I haven't heard of them before. Do you know anything, Johnny?
The most I know is that they are a small group of Chinese video game developers. And I don't know. I think the only like high-profile game that came out recently that was made by any Chinese developers that made it here to this side was Icy on Steam. Which is it's been on my wish list for a good 6 months, and I haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah.
It looks cool. It's a side-scrolling platformer.
Nice.
But nevertheless, it looks like
they're doing
really cool scenes, really cool things with cutscenes. and different effects.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm honestly pretty impressed with like the quality of the video itself. There, I mean, it's a little, they go a little overboard with some of the glitchy effects, but I mean, they're definitely like trying to put the polish on it.
But if you see this,
And again, it's a promo for a fan game, so you know how much can I really complain about it?
right, and this is actual gameplay footage that is being developed for this, and it looks like the first 4-0 games, which are quiet masterpieces. They're, at least the first one was touch and go. It was a little rough, but as you moved on through the series, it was a great series of games.
Yeah, that I feel like there's a lot of games like that on handheld platforms. You know, like I mean, even just within the Mega Man scope, you know, all the Mega Man Battle Network and Star Force and the Zero games, ZX. Like, there's almost more Mega Man games on handhelds than there are on consoles. And I feel like overall the quality is a lot more consistent on the handheld games.
I could definitely get behind that as a thought process, but no, that's what I think it is it became a little easier to justify developing like a side-scrolling classic-looking game on a platform that has a considerable amount of technical limitations.
Yeah. I mean, like, outside of like this, there's the Sonic Advance, Sonic Rush. Those are both pretty decent Sonic games, or series of Sonic games that nobody remembers because they were handheld. Everyone remembers, you know, the classic Sonic games on Genesis.
Right.
But yeah.
I forgot to pull up the chat, so if anyone said anything in the chat, I apologize.
Doesn't look like it yet.
I know Capconian probably won't. I know for a fact he's down at CEO Taku right now.
Ah, shit. Good luck, Capconian. We're cheering. Well, I mean, it's over now, so, you know, whatever happened, but yeah, we hope you did well.
Well, considering the fact that he, I forget who it was that he had in his pool, but his pool was kind of stacked. I felt pretty bad about it.
Yeah.
But knowing him, he had a phenomenal time.
I mean, that's one of those more so CEO main, like CEO Prime, but either CEO I would love to go to at some point. Those are kind of like bucket list tournaments for me to go to someday.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, as we mentioned at the top of the show, the Tokyo Game Show just wrapped up in Tokyo. Obviously, let me be redundant. A huge amount more.
Tokyo, Japan.
But it brought out a number of awesome trailers. Let's start with this one for Square Enix's new published game, Left Alive.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh, this is super loud again. Not actual gameplay footage.
Yeah, I think this first one is just sort of a teaser. Oh. Yeah. Oh, it's already got a Steam page, so it will be on PC. That's good to know.
Yeah, I think Square Enix has learned that Steam is a worthwhile platform to release on.
Yeah. And I mean, even I think, you know. So yeah, here's why this game is interesting. Let's see. Yoji Shinkawa, character designer of the Metal Gear series, is doing a bunch of the character designs and art. Toshifumi Nabeshima, who formerly directed the Armored Core games, is on board. Takayuki Yanase, a mech designer for the Ghost in the Shell Arise, Mobile Suit Gundam, and Xenoblade Chronicles X. They're all on this project along with a lot of fucking, you know, Square Enix, Star Power. I think there's somebody else from some other like former Konami expat or whatever you want to call them that's involved. Like, there's seriously a all-star team on this game with Square Enix money behind it, and like clearly they are like Square Enix is serious about making probably, you know how like Metal Resident Evil 7 turned out to kind of be the PT that we ended up getting because of
Yeah.
Konami. I feel like Left Alive is the closest thing we're getting to another Metal Gear, like another real Metal Gear, with like maybe probably just a hint or more of Zone of the Enders to it. It's what we're getting now that fucking Koji Pro is free, and I am a-okay with that. I really like the look of this.
Yeah, it does have a very MGS feel to it.
Yeah, which I mean, that's very much Yoji Shinkawa and just the setting, relatively like near future, if not, just modern day.
Look at the gameplay that just popped up on the screen right there. Let me go back because it was fleeting.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Here's gameplay footage.
Yeah, and then there was also an actual gameplay trailer that came out, I think, like the next day.
Did you send that to the story group?
Yeah.
I must have missed that.
I think I did anyway. Unless I sent two of the same one.
Stand by. We do it
because were you showing the one with the hallway?
Yeah, I showed the hallway one, and then there was one that came up as a.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, we were on the gameplay trailer.
Okay.
I was confused because I was looking at other things. But yeah, I'm fucking stoked about this game just because of the people that are involved and the setting, the giant robots that look cool as shit.
I mean, everything seems like it's going for it, which means it's going to approach the point where we're going to start trying to raise the expectation level from like curb high to like 3 or 4 stairs high.
Yeah, the hype train is very likely to go off the rails with this game, into fucking space. So we should manage our expectations a little bit, but I feel good about it. I mean, especially looking at like Final Fantasy 15 and like the strides Square made with like action RPG gameplay, like third person gameplay in that, from fucking like 13 and that bullshit. Oh, that's a huge leap for Square. And so like having that experience combined with these other veterans, I think it stands a good chance of being pretty good.
All right, I don't disagree with that at all. I think my thing is just that might have been the inner jaded gamer in me talking that's gotten burned and burned. So
oh yeah, totally. No, I remember Mighty Number 9 just as well as you do. Fucking
I scream at the TV. I keep trying to go back and play that game. I scream at the TV every time. Like I'm just like, I want to like you. Stop fighting me.
It's not gonna get better, dude. Like you have to let go. You just have to fucking. You didn't even kickstart the game. You don't hurt from it as much as I do. In a meaningful like fucking financial sense.
Oh, the poor guys.
Speaking of what? Wait, who did we have coming up in a trailer that? Oh, right, Inti Creates showed up somewhere. Were they involved with the Mega Man 05 thing?
No,
Suddenly feel like I remember seeing the logo.
You saw the logo, but it said based on characters designed by.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused.
And also, Blight Me, first of all, welcome back to the chat. It's been a while since we've seen you around here. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Blight Me.
And he says, Mighty Number 9 wasn't that bad of a game if you don't try to make it a Mega Man sequel.
I mean, it's not a bad game if you turn off the TV and go do something else either, so. That's how you play it.
A level like where you have to dash under like fucking like saw blades or turbines or something, and they didn't make.
It was just not. It wasn't good. Like, I'm sorry, it just wasn't that fucking good. It wasn't designed well. It didn't play well. The levels weren't laid out well. It wasn't a good game. That's all that there is to it.
I did love that it wound up at I think it was either Awesome or Summer Games Done Quick the year that it came out, like 6 months after it got released, and I'm like, people are running this?
Of course, people love to run bad games. They're usually broken in fundamental ways that make them really fast, not easy runs, but fast, interesting, exciting runs.
And Nasty Man. So first of all, Nasty Man, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining us. He also brings up another good point. It was basically sold as the next Mega Man. And Mitch, welcome into the chat.
And Nasty Man, welcome to the chat room. Thank you for joining us today.
You gotta hook like a keyboard up to that so you can like start playing tunes and chorales and shit like that with the Bucketer.
But yeah. Anyway, that's old news. We're here for new news. So
Veto.
I don't believe you have. Well, we'll leave all of that to the. I think Johnny and I count as dual presidents. You guys are like the legislative branch. We'll leave you guys to fucking filibuster that out for a moment. We have actual. Speaking of vetoes, though, we have actual sort of pseudo laws for the industry to talk about.
Yes.
Because Segway Limited Run Games is being forced to delay their current release schedule due to new ESRB requirements. We've got the article popped up there. Well, the basic version of this is that prior to this week, Limited Run Games occupied a very specific place in the market of retail game sales due to the fact that they don't sell through stores. They sell, direct to the customer online, because of the fact that the games they produce are normally considered download only games. Because of their weird little special niche, they didn't have to put ESRB logos on their cases, and they didn't have to technically get ESRB ratings and deal with that whole thing, because they're just republishing games that are already out that are technically just download titles. It's a whole thing. Recently, the ESRB updated their rules for the industry to basically force limited run games to have to pay them and put ESRB logos on their games. That's literally the simplest way I can explain it. Technically, the rules are more complex than that because of the way they're written. But what it comes down to is the ESRB realized that limited run games wasn't paying them fees for, the games they were releasing, and they saw that they were effectively, not getting money from somebody they potentially could. So they changed the rules. And because the entire game industry is beholden to the ESRB, limited run games has to abide this new rule. And now they have to pay fees on the games and put ESRB branding on them, which sucks balls and is bullshit.
Yeah, Blight Me Dead asked interestingly, what if they don't pay, they can't release? This is where the gray area is because all these games do exist in another marketplace, and up until recently, I don't think the ESRB, they didn't actually need ESRB ratings on, I think it was PlayStation Network.
It's all three console manufacturers, according to this article. As a result of the ESRB's announcement, all three console manufacturers have established a requirement that every game that releases on their systems must have an ESRB rating to be certified. Because technically the new rule that the ESRB introduced has a much lower fee than the normal channels through which games are submitted to the ESRB and rated. Essentially, yeah, Blight Me, that's pretty much correct. The ESRB is pretty powerful within the game industry. Yeah, so what this means for limited run is that they now have to submit a bunch of games that were going to get released without ESRB ratings, technically. because of, you know, the console manufacturers basically saying, hey, there's this new rule that the ESRB introduced to essentially cover indie games and downloadable titles, and, you know, the weird little things like limited run, like IM 8-bits releases, stuff like that. So yeah, it all filters down basically from the ESRB to the console manufacturers to publishers to developers, even down to a tiny company like Limited Run. So they're having to push stuff back because of this, which means Skullgirls is delayed again. Because it wasn't enough just to have to, like, you know, submit a perfect build to Sony and all that other shit. The thing is, Blightmead, they do have the power to stop sales.
Do they really?
Pretty much. I mean, if you want to, like, sell a game physically, like, especially in retail stores, like, you know, if you want to sell a game at Target or EB or whatever, your game has to be certified. It has to be rated. You know, GameStop will not sell a game that isn't ESRB rated, period.
That's true. Target won't. Walmart sure as fuck won't.
Yeah. So, and, you know, the same things tend to apply to, you know, the downloadable markets, especially now, you know, with PSN, Xbox Live. You know, the ESRB says, hey, you should put ratings on these. And they basically say, yeah, sure. Okay, that sounds good. I mean, technically, the console manufacturers could say no to the ESRB's rules, but then the ESRB would find some other way to fire back. It's a fight that's not worth having for, you know, especially not for Sony, so that they can protect limited run games, you know, who's tiny.
Right. And Sony's not going up to bat for them, at least that we know of yet. And despite the fact that they are, it is a weird sort of gray area, because they are, I mean, they're a private seller, but they're basically selling you something that is already existing in a marketplace that actually has to have the ESRB. God, sometimes the industry, at least this is a lot less cutthroat. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is anymore, so I think I'm just going to try to drop that thought.
I mean, it could be worse. There could be, like, a straight up government organization, you know, deciding how games are rated, and hoo boy, that is the last thing we need.
No, that would be the literal end of. Actually, he brings up a very good point. Homeowners Association people have more power than the ESRB, and that's absolutely true. Trust me, I've fucking gotten into it.
I mean, a homeowners association has more power over a homeowner than the ESRB has over a consumer, but that's not really an apt comparison. Those are completely different things.
I can kind of see where he's coming from, though.
Yeah.
I mean, nevertheless, the fact that they now have to go through an ESRB channel, I think part of it is ever since they put in the shitty content descriptors like E10 for comedic mischief and mild peril and shit like that, they want to actually, like, validate their fucking, like, now you need to see this. I don't know. Then it's another way to try to fucking gouge out money out of.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it comes down to. Is, you know, there was a loophole that limited run games was getting through to sell games without having to pay to have games rated again, because they are rated. Like, the games they sell are rated. It's just the downloadable versions are rated. And the boxed versions that Limited Run was selling weren't. And now the ESRB is basically saying, oh, you have to rate the boxed versions too, and it's a whole new process, and it's dumb, and it's bullshit.
And I feel like it shouldn't matter, because if it already exists, you can just slap the ESRB bullshit on it and just get around it, like, without having to submit it. Just be like, oh, it says E10. Okay, let's. You could even tuck it away on, like, the lower left of the box in, like, the smallest possible font, or make a sticker.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a professional. I just know that Limited Run Games has said, hey, we've got this new rule that we have to deal with. We have to pay for this new thing. We have to go through this new process. Like, sorry, fucking. I mean, you guys can complain about it all you want, but I'm the messenger here. Fucking.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's just one of those.
Yeah.
It's I hate it when bodies try to gouge more money out of people that are just trying to make entertainment. Um,
And besides, Steam is a completely open platform. Again, it's not really an apt comparison. It's like the Android store versus the Apple, like the App Store.
yeah, Apple is
Um,
very strict about what goes on the App Store, and you can throw anything just about on the Google Play Store.
yeah, and limited run games, they don't really do, PC games. Their primary thing is PlayStation, so they're kind of adherent to whatever Sony says. And if Sony says, "Hey, you have to follow ESRB rules," they have to follow ESRB rules, or they don't get to sell games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, it's basically ESRB kind of tells the console guys what to do. Everybody agrees to a set of rules. All the big entities agree to a set of rules. And, limited run games can't fight them about it. That's basically the simple version.
Yeah, the displeasures of being the little guy in this situation.
Yeah. So it sucks. And like I said, fucking Skullgirls is delayed again. And apparently they're now limited run now has to put ESRB logos on the games, which is the real tragedy in this whole thing.
That's what I was saying. They could have just it's like, oh, make it a sticker that you can just kind of like razor blade off the side of it.
Well, I'd like to believe they could do that. I'm imagining the ESRB is so fucking arcane and strict about their bullshit. It's gonna have to be in the box art, in the proper size with the font and everything. Which it's funny because like that's one thing I've always kind of liked about the ESRB is that they have design requirements for the fucking rating, so it's not like on DVD and tape, like VHS packaging back in the day, where you have to go fucking hunting for it all over the goddamn box.
Yeah,
because they just have to say it somewhere. The SRB is very clear about it has to be in this part of the this corner, fucking here. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe limited run could like back channel stuff through PEGI or fucking whatever the regulatory system is in Japan or Asia and try and like skirt around through region free games or something. But that seems like even more trouble than it's worth. So
yeah. And if any of you guys out there wanted like a really good insight into the world of the creation and the day-to-day business of the ESRB, Gaming Historian has a great video on it. It's like a 15 or 20 minute like mini doc on the creation of and everything that led up to the creation of the ESRB. Thanks, Night Trap.
and Mortal Kombat.
That too, but
oh man, Sega games. Basically, blame Sega.
I do.
And Black Knight 2000.
Oh yeah,
the pinball game. I think that was the one. Oh god. There's a great video.
Postal.
I think it was.
Oh god, that was another bad one.
Oh god, yeah.
It could be hatred.
Oh fuck that game.
I can't believe that game.
But yeah,
someone tried to make that game exist.
Yeah, but yeah. There's a great YouTube video about the creation of the SRB, and it's about how like I think it's somebody like Dan Casey's internet rabbit hole or something. It was a Nerdist thing, and is this guy who just went through these like crazy like Goldberg machines of like how stuff happened on the internet. And one of them is how like a pinball game kind of led to the ESRB, not through like a direct like, oh, this pinball game was violent, so ESRB, but because a couple guys who worked on the pinball game went on to work on like Mortal Kombat, and then somebody else involved with the pinball game went to another part of the industry, and they had all worked together, and it's like this crazy net of like fucking these specific people who all happen to have this one common point in fucking Bally manufacturing in like the 1980s, moved on through the industry and came back together to do like this crazy thing. It's wild. But yeah, moving on from the fucking ESRB.
Yeah, let's get off of the sad and angry news onto something that we broke 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think was the first time, and yeah, I'm switching mic positions to the screamo singer.
Eh.
Oh no, hold on, it's not wrapped around my arm enough. There we go. Why? Anyway, this game that we broke a number of weeks ago, when we talked about all sort of Yakuza games that were coming out.
Yeah.
It is kind of the Michael Buffer hold from like any big arena that wheeled like that had to wire the microphone down from the ceiling. But here we go with the first gameplay trailer for Yakuza Fist of the North Star, or the Japanese title Hokuto ga Kokuto.
Hokuto ga Gotoku. And let's get ready to rumble indeed.
Yes. Okay. I gotta switch. Fuck. Oh shit.
Come on, give them a fucking picture to watch while you fuck around with this thing. Jesus Christ.
I had to get my fucking right hand.
Get your shit together, Johnny. Don't even have a microphone stand. What the fuck, dude? Come on. Get a camera tripod and tape the thing to it. Jesus. I'm just fucking with you.
I actually thought about doing that, actually.
So yeah, motherfucking yeah, Hokuto no Ken cross Uryu ga Gotoku. I think the first trailer we saw didn't really show like in-depth gameplay.
I love the like the outline, like the sort of almost cel shaded, like you get in Borderlands and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely got that Borderlands style shader, which certainly works for this game, and honestly probably allows them to be a little cheap with like some of the models and stuff. They don't have to put a million details in.
Yeah.
Which, it fits with the fact, I mean, this is a manga and anime. Like, it totally fits with the Fist of the North Star style, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I need this game to exist immediately.
Yeah.
Oh no, my armor. Blah, blah, blah. Bye, guys.
So basically, heat moves are replaced with this shit.
This makes me want to go back and watch all of like the Fist of the North Star and read the mangas and shit like that, just to know every ounce of backstory before I walk into this masterpiece.
He's got like a fucking Big Dipper meter for his heat. That's awesome. I just noticed that like up in the corner. Oh. Boom. So these are all classic moments. Like I actually recognize a lot, like the crossbow thing happens in the original anime. The two thumbs into the side of the head move. He does that early on. Oh fuck.
I love every
so yeah.
second of this.
So true to like Yakuza custom, there is a lot of heat mode. Sweet. Oh, so it's like a Gaijin or something. Like it's a limited superpower mode time limited. Fuck.
Oh, Mitch can words.
Yeah, I sure can do the English language with words. Yes, sir. Native speaker. Man, this is pretty. Like, say what you will about, them going cheap with some of the visuals and stuff. It's colorful and I love it. And it looks like fucking, like it's not quite at the Guilty Gear level of like looking like anime come to life, but it looks pretty good.
Right.
For what it is.
Put in not seen the anime terms. Yeah, because I don't know. I know very little about this game. I just know that there's a great fighting game that exists because of it.
Oh yes. So basically, Fist of the North Star is like Mad Max with magic. Martial arts magic, I should say. The main character, Kenshiro, is this fucking badass martial artist who trained his whole life with this ancient master to learn kung fu, and he can kill you by like poking you in the side of the head. because his knowledge of like anatomy and martial arts and like chi and shit is so fine and deep and precise that he can just touch you and you die. And he fights a bunch of other people who are basically also like that to varying degrees, who know how to just like hit you in just the right way that your head explodes. It's like post-nuclear apocalypse, essentially. There's still a few people left, but the whole planet's a desert, and it's hard to grow anything. Everyone's sad. Yeah. And basically they're mixing that with the sort of gameplay loop of the Yakuza games, which are sort of like open world-ish JRPGs, where you have like your main quest and a bunch of side quests, and you basically, instead of like turn-based fights with swords and magic, you just have sort of a brawling, system. It's essentially a beat 'em up. So this is probably going to be a beat 'em up with some kind of RPG elements for unlocking new moves and lots of side quests. It'll probably be hilarious if it's anything like the Yakuza games, and it's all set in crazy Mad Max martial arts world. Yeah. It's going to be real good.
Is this kind of like a One Piece?
Sure, why not? I actually don't know that much about One Piece, so if One Piece is like some kind of post-apocalypse where like the ice caps melted, which would explain a lot of things about One Piece.
Okay. He's kappaing us right now.
Yeah.
You look like you were thinking about something to fire back.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, pretty much. It's a beat 'em up game with some funny dialogue and lots of exploding heads.
And a big, big world.
Yeah. It's basically like it was Dragon Ball Z before Dragon Ball Z was Dragon Ball Z. Basically.
Ballsy.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Dragon Ball Z,
hey!
segue. Yeah, we're gonna need to get one of those air horn buttons in here. That's all I do. That's all the episodes would be.
Oh God. Let's not.
So there is a bunch more new information now that the open beta is over with. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Now the open beta is over with, we have new information about Dragon Ball FighterZ, or I think the going one now is just DBFZ.
Yeah.
First things first, a new story mode trailer is now out. So let's cut to that. Oh, right. Game Informer's weird with their stuff. Thank you, Game Informer, for the information.
Yeah.
But their embedded doesn't work very well.
Yeah, I wish they would just use YouTube, but...
I mean, they do. They just embed YouTube in it.
Yeah, it's weird. Let's see. I was on the wrong story mode trailer.
Oh, you were on the...
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have these out of order.
This is the first one you sent me, so...
Yeah. So I guess, they don't show a ton, but it seems like pretty much Goku and I imagine some of the other strong characters get cloned a bunch and get their asses kicked, or rather, the clones kick the asses of all the original characters, and the game is probably going to be about Goku and friends fighting evil Goku and evil friends. It's serviceable.
I mean, you really had to sort of make some way to work around, like, how Goku could actually lose a fight.
Yeah. I think
in much the same way they had to sort of retcon the entire DC universe to be like, how is anyone going to beat up Superman in a game like this?
Oh, yeah, for Injustice.
Yeah.
And I mean, actually, even Dragon Ball Super has retconned the shit out of Goku so that other people can be competitive with him again. It gets weird in Super. But yeah, and I mean, for what it is, it would either be this or probably just going through the show, going through the story of the manga / anime again with these characters. And I mean, that's what Dragon Ball Xenoverse is for to an extent.
Yeah, that's true. Now Now this is I'm not 100% sure about this. Is this like a new story that's getting written, or is this like a sort of a rehash?
I believe it's a new story. It's a brand new story. You know, like I think we mentioned a week ago. Android 21 is a brand new character for this, and she's evidently important to the story. So whatever is going on, it's all completely new shit. And yes, Nasty Man, it does get super weird. It gets super weird level 4, and then super weird level God, and then red, blue, super God weird. Hopefully. I don't know. I mean,
but as
we'll see.
Yeah. As we talked about
I have no idea how they're going to work in Frieza and Boo and Cell, like all of the villains as well as like the main hero characters, without them also being clones or time travel or something. But whatever's going to happen, it's going to fucking happen.
That sounds right. Now, do you have the characters next as the?
We might as well watch the other gameplay trailer and then we can do the characters.
Where did that go?
Or not gameplay, story trailer.
There
Excuse me.
Okay, sorry, I had to find it. Yeah, okay, this is the actual. This one's actually their proprietary thing. Oh my god, it works.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you for reminding me, Blight Me. There is a lot of time travel in Dragon Ball now.
Oh.
I think GT has a ton of time travel. Like GT is all about time travel, I think. I never really watched a lot of it. But whatever happens in this game, it takes place after Krillin and 18 get together, I guess. And 21 is pretty much the Kokonoe of this whole setting, as expected.
Every trailer, anything I see of this game, I need to. You know what? I think I'm gonna put my some pre-order money down on this tomorrow.
Oh yeah, and Trunks. I forgot about Trunks.
That's all you get.
Yeah, they just give you a little clip of what's pretty much the Guilty Gear story mode. You know, it's a cutscene basically, which I'm guessing is what we're gonna get from this. Is just long cutscenes, no fighting, which makes me sad. But that's kind of the way Arc has been going for a long time, so I'll deal.
Well, I mean, the entire situation is like the fight scene is actually what you're doing, and you know it's especially with Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball Z, it looks very frenetic and very fast paced.
Oh yeah, totally. It's just, you know, that whole thing of like the old Guilty Gear games story modes were these huge labyrinthine complex things, and now it's a cutscene. It's like 4 hours of a cutscene, but it's a cutscene. That makes me sad.
I'm with you on that one because I do remember like hey, if you lose to this, it drops you down here, and now it's actually like a carefully plotted out story.
Yeah, but yeah, so evidently 21 or Android 21, she's at the core of all this. She probably released some evil thing that either causes time travel or clones or probably both. And yeah, fucking, it's hard to tell. I feel like she's secretly a bad guy, and that would especially be in keeping with Guilty Gear's fucking story mode, where, spoiler alert, the Pope is secretly a bad guy. So I won't be surprised if 21 turns out to be totally evil, but only time will tell.
Right, indeed. And as we broke last week, Tien and Yamcha were announced as characters, and this past weekend we got new trailers and footage of their gameplay. So let's cut to Tien first.
Yeah.
Pop it up here. Here we go. Also being developed on the U4. Fuck.
In case you didn't know. Wow, that is loud. And Chaozu, who apparently is a special assist for some of Tien's moves, which is pretty awesome. I like that Chaozu's not totally forgotten.
Yeah, he's the He's sort of the Groot to Rocket Raccoon in Marvel, which we'll get to later.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, these are both very brief.
yeah,
We get to see a few moves, and there's pretty much it's Tien's signature moves. I don't think I saw a solar flare in there because my eyes still work. So
let's get that. It's only 30 seconds, so I thought I saw one, but
oh yeah, we can just watch it back again.
Yeah, it's only
Katsu. Yeah, it looks like he might have like some kind of ranged command grab with Chaozu. He's got his fucking Kihoko or whatever it is, Kokoku.
I feel like if you have a small like assist character like that, I'm sure he's got to have some move that holds the other person in place for like a split second.
Yeah, it wouldn't be all that different than Chip has a move that's like that in Guilty Gear.
Yeah. The Gamma
Alpha Blade or Gamma Blade. Yeah, Gamma Blade. But yeah, so Tien looks interesting. We'll have to see once more actual gameplay footage comes out, when we're not just seeing like, oh, it's a couple supers and special moves, but an actual game plan that we can figure out from watching him played. But yeah, so he looks interesting. Now, fucking the character no one expected to make it. Yeah. Oh boy. Also, I love the music in this.
Right?
Like Tien's music is fucking baller. Sorry, not Tien. Yamcha. God damn it. Yamcha's track is fucking baller. Showing off his I like that he has a lot of personality from these moves. And Tien definitely has it too, but I really notice it with Yamcha, I think partly because he's so boring and generic looking. He's wearing the fucking orange, jumpsuit like everyone else. But you can see some of like his Wolf Fang Fist stuff coming out, his like crazy chi control to actually move it's one of those weird things that Toriyama kind of abandoned, but low key Yamcha is kind of incredible. Because normally, like when Goku throws a Kamehameha wave, it goes fucking straight, or occasionally it'll curve, but never more than like the average Saiyan stick. It does not have a lot of. It's not like a fucking snake that goes around and shit. Like even Destructo discs, like Goku had to throw them like around the planet Namek to make them loop around and hit Frieza again. But Yamcha, he can like summon up a ball of chi, not shoot it as a beam, just a ball, and then move it around, and nobody else can do that. So it doesn't end up being useful in like Z when everyone's just like, oh, power level 9 billion, fuck you, I'm gonna destroy 12 planets by burping. But I'm hoping in this it gets like I'd love for like Yamcha to have like some goddamn fucking windjammers projectiles that like go in the loops or fucking zigzag or something. Like that'd be hella bumping. Yeah. It'd be good.
Kind of like the not May, fucking Hair Girl Guilty Gear.
That's several girls in Guilty Gear. Oh, Milia.
Thank you. Holy, I knew it was an M.
Yeah, and I think Dizzy has a certain amount of not direct control over projectiles, but especially in like X2, she has a million of them that do all sorts of like one goes high, one goes low, that kind of thing.
But yeah, like it's got like the ball that you get like do, and then like it goes in whatever pattern you put it in.
Yeah,
I've watched.
I could never
players be able to like. Our friend Manny, who runs Team Ragnarok, actually was his main until she got wicked nerfed in one of the patches, and he's like, I can't play this anymore.
Oh man, that's a bummer.
He still plays her from time to time, but she's a lot easier to deal with now.
Yeah.
But like his crazy rushdown things like, oh, knockdown, let me do this so it goes here, 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 and like you start doing crazy hard reads with like, okay, if he does this, he's gonna go up there, and I'm going to go under here, and just fucking crazy game plan shit on the fly that I cannot fathom.
Oh yeah.
And alongside all this other DBFZ info, we also got a 50-minute long gameplay trailer. It was streamed on Bandai Namco.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's from the TGS floor, or it concurrent to TGS, something like that. It's in Japanese, but I think around 10 minutes we start to see gameplay. Oh god, that is what. So I have a Chrome extension that flips the colors of things to make really bright white web pages, mostly like gray and black. It's nice because it doesn't blow my fucking eyes out. And for some reason, it reverses the colors on embedded YouTube videos. And holy shit, this game looks amazing in fucking reversed ass colors.
It almost sounds like the guys that did the Guilty Gear soundtrack did this song in the background.
Probably. I hope they did.
Because I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Fuck yeah.
So here's when we upload this to YouTube later in the week, I'll include a link in the description if you want to watch the entire TGS show floor. It's not subtitled. I'm sure you might be able to find one out there. I might go searching for it. But yeah. This is all in-game footage, by the way, and we're not. This isn't rendered or anything.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of game they can actually like for the story mode. They use the in-game models throughout the entire story mode for Guilty Gear, and I'm sure they'll do the same thing with this one because they look fucking great. Oh yeah, fucking 18 gets to team up with her bro 17. There's so much good shit. This game is I played the build that they had at PAX West and it was already fucking amazing. And they're adding characters, they're refining stuff. That's the real thing that really separates this game for me from Marvel. Is this game's not even close to release yet and it's already great. Marvel, I played it a week or two before release and it was still in need of work. I'm like, you guys, please.
Yes, and we're definitely going to get to Marvel after this because we have a few stories to touch on. Two, that's going to be our gaming segment as we will be showing off Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. We're just gonna. I'm just keeping this running. This seems to be showing a little bit of that was actually the gameplay trailer the story trailer that we saw a little while ago, and then we're back to the show floor stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will include a link in the description if you want to watch the entirety of that. We're not going to sit here and break down things we don't understand because there's no subtitles.
Yeah. Also, I didn't. Now that you mention it, Blight Me, I do. That's right, because Krillin can control the Destructo disc. I think I want to say I remember him being able to do that. So I guess Yamcha isn't the only one that has really fairly precise control over his chi. Oh,
I knew we were going with that. Was it? Are we gonna find out who shot JR, or are they just gonna wake up?
Oh man, it was Evil Dan.
All of a sudden it's gonna be like they wake up and Bedman is sitting there, and it's like, oh, that was a simulation.
It all happened in the hyperbaric time chamber.
Wizards did it.
Yeah. It was training for the real battle to begin in Dragon Ball Fighter ZZ2.
Fighter
ZZ. They're going to go the Guilty Gear way. It's going to be Fighter ZZ for the next engine, and then there'll be 12 variations on that, and then fucking on the PS6 when they finally update it after 10 years and they lose the license for a while, it's going to be Fighter Z3 or something. J4LORG, Jalorg, and Nerd Nerfer. Thank you for the cake and Mac Patches.
Thank you for the cake. Welcome to the stream, guys.
Yeah.
This is Nerd Nerf. Yeah. Oh wow, Patrick's Raider TV. Holy shit, Canada. Fucking. Oh Canada. Thanks, guys. Ooh, hosting us for 23 viewers. Super. Well, hello, new viewers that we are now playing host to, being hosted by. What's up, Nerd Nerfer? Darth Riordan. Jesus.
Welcome to the channel, Nerf Nerder Darth Riordan.
Did I miss anyone?
Mac Patches, Crony Gamer, James Z20.
And thank you for the follow.
Oh, thanks, guys. Geez, I'm gonna have to change fucking patches here.
Patrick Shader TV, thank you for following us. Wow.
This is awesome. Thank you so much, guys. This is unexpected. Yeah, we are not prepared.
Oh my god, he said my name in Robo. Oh man. So as we're about to get to the we have one last thing before we jump into showing off the new Marvel, and that was the first DLC character in the Monster Hunter was released this week. So here we go.
You're gonna
loud as fuck again. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mac Patches, thank you for the follow.
Yeah. Thank you for the follow. Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Darth Riordan, thank you for the holy shit.
Oh, so much cake.
I should be talking about that. I should be, but there's cake and there's follows and shit, man.
Look, we can just play it on a loop and fucking kill the volume if we need to. So this is Monster Hunter. She's got, I think, possibly some of the better voice acting in the game.
Yeah, even though it's all just references to fucking everything that happens in Monster Hunter and the entire Monster Hunter community.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not, leaving the story mode aside and some of their weird decisions. There's some characters where I was playing where I was like, man, Capcom really needs to I feel like they need to take the volume down a little, on Spidey, or certain people where it's just coming at you, coming at you, coming at you. Or they just, they say the same line too many times. But I feel like
J4LORG, Lorg, I think. Thank you for the follow. That came up while we were covering that last point.
Oh god, wrong vocoder. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. This is awesome. Yeah, Monster Hunter looks fun.
Yeah, legit. That's the if there was going to be a Monster Hunter thing in the game, I love the ability for the different weapons to come in. You can use the big heavy things. You can have the bow. It lends itself to multiple different fighting styles. Danny Burke, thank you for the follow.
Danny Burke, thank you for coming to the channel. Oh god, that one was not prepared.
This point, man, we're gonna start digging through all the crazy patches that we still haven't used on that thing yet.
Oh man. But yeah. Actually, I need to fucking rewatch this now.
Yeah.
God.
Let's cut back into the trailer one more time. It's not too hard to drop in here.
But I like the design. The armor set they went with. Just generally, I was afraid Monster Hunter would feel a little generic. It's people knew there was a Monster Hunter character coming, but I feel like they really kind of gave her a lot of personality, through her design, her moves, her voice, obviously. I'm actually pretty impressed with how she's shaping up.
Oh man, this is
oh, and that fucking level 3 super with the giant bone sword, that's just awesome looking.
Oh, the power stone off the wall and other crazy. Oh man, I'm actually excited to play as Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Jamika. Thank you for the follow.
Hey, it's Jamaica. I'm just going through like everything I have.
J4L org. Thank you for joining us. If you have to take off, that's cool. I don't. This is my first time hearing of what a nerd raid is, but this is the greatest day of our lives. So
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Much love, guys. If you got to take off, yes, we will get to showing off Marvel in 1 second. But honestly, like that is going to make me go and get the first DLC pack, which right now, as we've confirmed, is Sigma, Monster Hunter, Venom,
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Yeah, Venom, Black Panther. Totally not Googling it right now.
Totally.
Ignore the typing. That's coming from somewhere else.
Yeah, he's playing Dota in the background. We promise. He's
multitasking.
He's playing Killcore. Which, if you have YouTube Red, do yourselves a favor and go check out Good Game from the Game Grumps.
Yeah.
It is actually super funny.
Black Widow and Winter Soldier are the other two.
That's right.
Which I just remembered with my brain. So yeah,
I knew Black Widow because I watched Max's video earlier in the week where he talks about it and kind of freaks out like, what do you mean there's 4 Marvel characters and only 2 Capcom characters?
I mean, I get where like the feelings about that would come from, that it's not balanced, but I also get that Marvel's probably paying to develop this game, and Capcom is, fucking Capcom
likes their money, and they'll just like, yeah, that's fine. And like, yeah, Blight Me brings up a good point. It is going to be, I think, what is he saying? Something like $5 a character or something like that. And I'm sure there might be like a discount if you get like the whole season.
Yeah, if you get the deluxe edition, which comes with all 6 characters, it's $90. So it's basically $30 for the DLC characters, 6. It's $5 a character.
Yes.
Nerd
Nerfer, thank you very much for joining us. Sleep well.
Good night, Nerd Nerfer. Pleasant dreams. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be like sales and stuff, and like DLC will come down over time. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Patches, Marvel also has ... better characters, and it's kind of true. Although we're missing a good chunk of the universe due to like shitty licensing issues.
Yeah, still no X-Men. Fucking
like I'm very sad that I don't get. I can't. There's no Sentinel. There's no Wolverine. I've missed Cyclops since Marvel 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like honestly, I'm pretty sure Black Panther is going to be the new Wolverine for this game.
Yeah,
more or less. He's just going to be fast. He's going to have claws. They'll fucking shoehorn him in. I hope they don't give him like full blown Berserker Barrage or anything. But I feel like he's going to be the replacement for that.
Yeah, I feel it because he's going to be like, since they can't put X-23 in the game either, that's going to be like the adamantium user, the crazy fast rushdown. Excuse me. Yeah, Wolfie said it was the last game that came out like 4 months ago.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like I do really like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 now. I wasn't a big fan when it first came out because I didn't really understand Marvel as well. I hadn't watched enough of it. But I've really come around on that game. So I'll probably end up playing more of it than Infinite for the time being, at least.
See,
yeah, I mean,
one thing that
does. I was gonna say one thing that does make me happy, at least, is that Venom is back from Marvel 2. Yeah. Hopefully, he still plays like Marvel 2 Venom. That would make me very happy.
And
yeah. Other than that,
that I'll get to when we talk about when I jump into showing off the game is it feels like the perfect hybrid between Marvel 2 that I played the absolute ever-loving garbage out of, and then Marvel 3 that I kind of failed to grasp a little bit. This is sort of like the perfect sort of hybridization
Yeah.
of the two.
Let's get the game set up. I'll keep talking to the beautiful people.
That's right.
Let's see. Perfect team mech patches. For what I've played of Infinite so far, I really like Jeddah like a lot. I'm a huge fan of him. And I think for my other character, I'm still a little undecided, but I've been leaning towards Dante. I know, kind of a cop-out choice, but I mean,
he's fucking wicked awesome in this game.
Yeah, Dante's really fun in this game. Jeddah is just a fucking pimp. Akuma, Wolverine, Deadpool. Very good team for 3. Yeah. When I played, like, I never really got into 3. Not nearly as much as I should. I should probably fix that. I'm trying to think about it again. I was like Sentinel. I have a soft spot for just big dumb characters, especially in Marvel. So I'd usually have like Sentinel on my and then fucking a lot of Strider, just because he's Strider and he's a cool badass ninja. And beyond that, it gets to be kind of a wild card. I just fuck around a lot. Like I like to make theme teams in Marvel games. Like big bodies like Hulk, fucking Sentinel, and either Hagar or not Sentinel, the fleshy one from Resident Evil. Nemesis? Yeah. Like dumb teams like that, or fucking like a team of fucking Servbot Roll and Mega Man in Marvel 2.